Welcome to Knowledge Share channel. Today in this video I am really very much privileged to present about SNS roadmap. What do you mean by SNS roadmap? I will just give you a few things to understand of what I am trying to tell you regarding this SNS roadmap. See, for example, SNS roadmap is nothing but it outlines a comprehensive strategy. It outlines a comprehensive strategy for achieving organizational excellence. So this is called as SNS roadmap, which I have got in my mind. Okay. So SNS roadmap outlines a comprehensive strategy for achieving organizational excellence. Moving conceptually from chaos to creation. Okay. So from chaos we are moving to creation. So there are four different phases which will be coming across in the further slides, like foundation, framework and culture, growth and innovation, and finally excellence and creation. So in this video I will be discussing about one by one. That is, the entire SNS roadmap is divided into four parts. The first one is foundation, the second one is framework and culture, the third one is growth and innovation, and finally the fourth one is excellence and creation. So now let us discuss one by one in detail, and finally we will come to a image which gives the overall picture of the SNS roadmap. Okay. So now, as I have divided this into four different parts, that is foundation. The foundation is the first part. So let us go and see what this foundation is all about. What do you mean by foundation? So from my perspective, what I mean foundation is, see, foundation is the initial major section of the SNS roadmap. It is the initial, it is the starting point. Okay, starting point, and it is a major section of the SNS roadmap. Why? Because this is going to outline the process of building excellence step by step from chaos to creation. So this foundation stage is having three key elements. The first one is chaos challenge, the second one is common man and business, the third one is design thinking, and there is also one more thing, that is 1000 startup mission. This is the fourth one. Okay. So what do you mean by chaos or challenge? See, this is again the initial state which is defined by initial friction and frustration. Yes, when a chaos is going to change as a challenge, yes, there will be an initial friction and there will be some frustration. So that is called as a chaos or challenge. Then what do you understand from the term common man and business? So this element focuses on utilizing the standard approaches. So what are the standard approaches? So those things are called as a common man and business. And the third one is design thinking. See, design thinking is always identified as human-centered innovation. Okay, it is a human-centered innovation. It is not just an innovation. It is a human-centered innovation. Design thinking is always a human-centered innovation. Okay. So using this design thinking technique and by using AI enabling scale, 1,000 startup mission is not just a dream, it's achievable. Thus, the foundation stage is the first stage and it precedes the next stage, which is called as the framework and culture. So it is a foundation stage and it is the first stage. So now we will move on with the second stage, that is framework and culture. So what do you mean by framework and culture? See, the framework and culture section is again a second major step in the SNS roadmap. Again, this is also structured for building excellence step by step. From covers to the framework and culture section, how we move step by step in the SNS roadmap is having different stages. So here I have 4 distinct elements to be composed in the framework and culture section. The first one is 3P culture. What is this culture? 3P culture. So this culture is defined as purpose, process and people. That is called as 3P culture. The next is 3C framework. What is the 3C framework? Again, this 3C framework is nothing but you are having 3 different important characteristics: attitude, logic and technique. And the third one is 5 pillar activities. So these pillars encapsulate key actions like you have to learn, you have to upskill, you have to innovate and you have to network. These are the key actions of all these 5 pillars. So the 5 pillars have been displayed in our slide in the side. Okay, so you can just have a view of what are the different 5 pillars. But for all the 5 pillars, the key actions are learn, upskill, innovate and network. So these are all the key actions of any 5 pillar network. And finally spine. Fourth one is spine. See, this element will be focusing on health, hobbies, sports. Here we have around 18 clubs. In the overall context of SNS roadmap, establishing this framework and culture is very crucial for progressing forward towards the final goal, that is our 1,000 AI startup mission. But it is achievable by using the design thinking and AI enablement. Okay. So now moving on, let us go to the next slide. That is, what is the next? That is growth and innovation. So what do you mean by growth and innovation? So this is the third major step in the SNS roadmap. See, this roadmap is designed for again building the excellence step by step, progressing sequentially from chaos to creation. See, this growth and innovation stage also follows the initial stages of the foundation and framework and culture, but it precedes the final stage of excellence in creation. So here it consists of the key components like innovation, there is 7 plus 7. So excellence in creation, there is we have innovation, there is 7 plus 7, Gen AI enablement and certified talents. So these are the things. So what do you understand from the term innovation 7 plus 7? So it is nothing but it is associated with 15 industrial clubs. It is associated with the 15 industrial clubs which will impart the industrial knowledge to students. Then the second one is Gen AI enablement. So this particular area is possible by means of teaching in the areas like teaching and creating roadmaps, projects, as well as many hacks. And the final one is certified talents. So we have to focus our talent in the areas of IT, business, engineering and health. So the certified talents plays a very, very vital role in growth and innovation. See, the importance of growth and scale within the broader framework is emphasized by overall goal noted in the sources, which states that with design thinking providing the logical approach and AI enabling scale, 1000 startup mission is not a dream, it is 100% achievable. Is it clear? So this has been already emphasized and it has been notified in many sources. So the final one, what is the final one? That is excellence in creation. The final one is excellence in creation. So again, what do you mean by excellence in creation? So this is the final and major stage of SNS roadmap. And again, this is also used for building the excellence step by step from chaos to creation. So this ultimate stage follows the preceding sections of foundation, framework and culture, growth and innovation. Again, in this excellence and creation stage, it has 4 key elements that define the roadmap. So one is smart OKR goals. So these are realized through the concept of gamification. The second one is excellence. This component is defined as progressive achievement. Then the third one is 1000 AI startups. So this ambitious goal is specifically identified as 10-year mission. Then the fourth one is growth mindset. So achieving the mindset involves using DT and AI. And with the design thinking, providing the logical approach and AI enabling scale, I am sure 1000 startup mission is not just a dream, it is achievable. Okay. So that's, and finally we will move on with what is this design thinking? Design thinking. Now this is the buzzword, design thinking. In entire many innovation technologies, in many higher universities, international universities, best ranked universities, all follows this design thinking approach. So what is this design thinking? It is a crucial element in the SNS roadmap because this feature is used in both initial as well as the final stages of the building excellence step. That is, design thinking is a crucial element in the SNS roadmap. See, again, I just want to convey what are the key aspects of the design thinking. The key aspects are location and the roadmap. See, the design thinking is a component of foundation stage, which is the starting point of the roadmap. And the second one is definition. With the foundation stage, the design thinking is defined as human-centered innovation. Then the third one is role in overall mission. Design thinking is identified as providing the logical approach necessary for achieving your ambition goal of 1000 startup mission. Thus, with design thinking, providing the logical approach and AI enabling scale, I am sure 1000 startup mission is not just a dream, it is achievable. Then finally, connection to growth mindset. See, DT, that is design thinking, is also featured in the final stage, that is excellence in creation, where achieving a growth mindset is defined as using design thinking and AI. So, design thinking serves as the foundational methodology for innovation as well as the logical progression, and it also enables the development of growth mindset, and it supports the feasibility of overall mission which is defined in the roadmap. So next we will move on with, so this is the image, that is the SNS roadmap. So this is the image, or this is the figure, or this is the diagram, or this is the flow chart which has been created by our SNS institution, which is called as the SNS roadmap to achieve 1000 startups in 10 years. Okay. So the same image, I have produced a video using some AI, okay, some AI tool. So I just want to show how this AI tool has developed the video. So I will just run the video.
Hey there and welcome. You ever feel like you're just drowning in a sea of chaotic ideas, trying to figure out how to get to that one brilliant creation? Well, today we're going to look at something called the SNS Roadmap. It's this really powerful framework designed to do exactly that, to take all that mess, all that complexity, and turn it into something incredible. All right, let's jump right in. I mean, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? We've all been there. You're stuck in that first phase, just total frustration, where you've got this great idea, but it feels absolutely impossible to actually get it done because there's just so much complexity. It's that feeling of being completely swamped by the challenge you're facing. And this is the map we're going to follow today. This is the SNS roadmap. Now, I don't want you to think of this as just some boring corporate flowchart. No, you got to see it for what it really is. It's a guide for an epic quest, taking us step by step from that initial chaos all the way to a finished creation. Every great adventure has to start somewhere, right? You got to put one foot in front of the other. So our first stop is all about laying a really solid foundation for the journey ahead. This is where we figure out where we are and get ready for the climb. So what's really crucial here is the way this flows. We start by just admitting there's chaos, that friction, that frustration. From there, we move to what the map calls common business, which is basically about using standard, proven business practices to get some structure. But the real game changer, the first huge leap, is when you start to embrace design thinking. And you can think of design thinking as our compass for this entire journey. It's a whole new way of thinking that really forces you to focus on the human side of whatever problem you're trying to solve. It's all about empathy, creativity, and a whole lot of experimentation. It's the tool that shifts our view from just fixing a problem to creating a solution that actually means something to people. Okay, so our foundation is set, we've got our compass in hand, but no journey is ever successful if you don't have a strong team. And that brings us to our second big stage, building a winning culture and the framework you need to support the whole expedition. As you can see, this isn't just one thing. It's a pretty comprehensive approach. It kicks off with what's called a 3P culture, and we'll dig into that in just a second. Then you've got the 3C framework, which is all about the right attitude, logic, and technique. After that, there are 5 pillars that guide all the learning and innovation. And finally, this really unique element called spine, which supports the team's well-being. Now, the absolute heart of this whole support system is the 3P culture. It sounds simple, but it is incredibly powerful. It means everyone is united by a shared purpose, everyone follows a clear process, and, maybe most importantly, everyone values the people on the team. Without this, the journey just stalls out before it even really gets going. And this is where things get really cool and kind of unique. So what is Spine? Well, it's the literal backbone of the organization's health, focusing on health, hobbies, and sports. And this isn't just some nice-to-have thing. It's a core structural element, supported by 18 different clubs, all to make sure the team is healthy, happy, and connected. All right, with a strong foundation and a culture that's really thriving, we are ready to hit the accelerator. This next stage is all about growth and innovation. This is where the climb really starts, and we begin to pick up some serious momentum on our way to the summit. So how do we fuel this climb? Well, the map lays out 3 key engines. First, there's a dedicated innovation drive called Innovation 7+7, which is powered by 15 different industry clubs. Second, you have the powerful enablement of generative AI. And third, a relentless focus on developing certified top-tier talent. Let's talk about that Gen AI piece for a second. It's not just about having the technology, it's about actively enabling the entire team to actually use it. And that means structured teaching, clear roadmaps, specific projects, and even things like hacks to quickly scale up new ideas. Basically, AI becomes the turbo boost for our journey. And of course, you need skilled explorers to navigate this kind of terrain. The roadmap puts a huge emphasis on developing certified talent across these key areas: IT, business, engineering, and even health. These are the experts who make sure the expedition stays on track when the challenges get way more complex. So, we've laid the foundation, we've built the culture, and we've fueled the growth. And now we finally arrive at the last destination, the summit of excellence and creation. This is what this whole journey has been building towards. Once you're at the peak, it's all about keeping that momentum and vision. And you do that through really clear, measurable, smart goals, a deep commitment to continuous improvement, and embedding a growth mindset, that belief that we can always get better. So all of this, the foundation, the culture, the growth, it's all leading to one, honestly, breathtakingly audacious 10-year mission. So what is it? What is the peak we've been climbing towards this whole time? 1,000. That's a huge number. What could it possibly represent? And there it is. The ultimate goal of this entire roadmap is to create 1,000 AI startups. It's a 10-year mission. This isn't just about building one single project. It's about building an entire ecosystem of innovation. A foundation, a culture, a growth engine. They're all absolutely critical. But what's the core philosophy here? What's the one single belief that makes a mission this ambitious feel not just possible, but actually achievable? And this right here, this is the key that unlocks the whole map. It's the combination of 2 incredibly powerful forces. You've got design thinking providing that human-centered logic, the why and the how. And then you have AI providing the incredible scale, the ability to do it 1,000 times over. Together, they turn what sounds like a dream into a concrete plan. So as we wrap up our look at the SNS roadmap, the final question really is for you. Whether you're working on a personal project or some massive business venture, just think about your own journey. Where are you right now, and what's your very next step to move from your chaos to your creation? Hey there, and welcome.
Yes, we have come to the end of our session. So as we have already pointed out, SNS roadmap, that is, it is a strategy for achieving organizational excellence, moving conceptually from chaos to creation. So we have discussed what are the different phases. There is 4 different phases: foundation, framework, culture, growth, innovation, and excellence in creation. As well, we have discussed about how the design thinking is being utilized for achieving the human-centered innovation and using the 3P culture and 5 pillar for learning and upskilling. So ultimately, all in the final phase, we have to achieve the smart OKR goals and fulfilling the ambitious 1000 AI startup mission within 10 years. So design thinking and AI enabling scale will play a very vital role in achieving our goals, our dreams, everything in a correct direction. So I really thank our management for giving me an opportunity to make this video on SNS roadmap. I also thank my department members for giving me constant support and encouragement in order to make this video in a better way. So then again I thank the Almighty for giving me the energy in making this video. Thank you all once again. If you really like this video, please give a thumbs up. Any comments, you can just post it. And if you really want to share this video to someone, please share it. And if you really like the contents which I post in this channel, please do subscribe this channel and give me a support. Thank you very much.